Today's video, we will recapping the anime Peach Boy Riverside.
Squad of soldiers happened to be passing near the village and witnessed Frau's overwhelming strength. They were amazed, but the villagers, overcome with fear, saw nothing in Frau but a monster. Terrified, they ordered her to leave immediately. Saltarine tried to defend her companion, but all her attempts failed. Frau approached the kind man who had hosted them the previous night and said to him gratefully, "Thank you for the dinner." Then she left, and Saltarine left with her. As they continued on their way, the same group of soldiers who had witnessed Frau's strength suddenly appeared and arrested them both. Yes, both of them were taken to the kingdom of Remedal and thrown into prison to answer for what they had done. But moments later, Hawthorne entered the cell to free them. He told them that they were arrested because humans were not allowed to travel with demi-humans. Then he added that he knew the truth. He had seen Frau bravely defend Saltarine, and the village elder had thanked her. For that reason, he had come to release them. So why did he arrest them in the first place? Perhaps he was suffering from emotional emptiness. Both Saltarine and Frau felt extremely hungry, so they said to Hawthorne with strange logic, "Since you arrested us, you are responsible for getting us something to eat." Hawthorne smiled and replied, "Very well," then took them to the village to get them lunch. He warned them, "Lunch only, please. Don't ask me to join you for dinner as well." They assured him, "Don't worry." While they were walking down the street, a group of small children approached them. They turned to Hawthorne, assuming Saltarine was his lover, and said to him with laughter, "You really know how to choose, you fool. She's beautiful." Saltarine quickly snapped back in refusal. "His lover? Never. He's not my type at all." The children burst into laughter and ran off. Meanwhile, Frau wasn't paying attention to anything. They were too busy chomping on carrots. At the very same moment, two powerful ghouls arrived at the kingdom of Remedal, ready to begin their attack. The small girl was named Mickey, and the large ghoul was called Set. Mickey possessed the power of a cannon sealed within her eye, and she began concentrating her energy, preparing to destroy the gate. Mickey fired the cannon. Everything before her exploded violently, and all the people standing in front of Saltarine were instantly killed. After releasing that massive energy blast, Mickey's strength was completely drained, causing her to transform into a small child for 5 minutes. Set seized the opportunity to take over the kingdom alone and rushed toward everyone to slaughter them. Some desperate soldiers tried to stop Set's advance, but they were like fools pushing against a wall. Could they not see the size of this elephant? Set didn't give them long. Within moments, he slaughtered them and smashed their heads with brutal strikes. At that critical moment, Saltarine felt her body burning with fever, her eyes twisting into a terrifying form. She rushed toward the ghoul without thinking. Hawthorne tried to hold her back and stop her madness, but she couldn't hear a single word he said. Set saw her charging toward him and moved to attack her, but Frau leapt in to protect her, delivering a swift kick. Yet it didn't affect him in the slightest. That disgusting ghoul needed an entire army to handle him. Frau shouted at Hawthorne, "Take Saltarine and run! I'll take care of this!" Frau launched attack after attack against Set, all to no avail. At the same time, Hawthorne began evacuating the villagers from danger, but when he looked around, he found that Saltarine had vanished. Of course, we all know exactly where she had gone. At that moment, Frau was on the verge of death. Set had prepared a finishing blow meant to end her life, and Frau had nearly surrendered to her fate. But Saltarine's voice tore through the despair as she yelled, "Don't you dare give up, Frau!" These words gave Frau just enough strength to gather her remaining power and land a mighty strike on the ghoul. Yet immediately after, she collapsed unconscious. Such is the expected outcome for anyone who takes Saltarine's advice during life and death situations. When Set saw Saltarine, he sneered mockingly, "You came again? Very well. Come and receive your punishment," and charged toward her to kill her. Saltarine felt her body grow hotter, her eyes shifting even more. Her condition had reached a catastrophic point. Set attacked her, yet in a single swift movement from Saltarine, his massive arm flew off. What a miracle. At last, this girl showed some usefulness. Elsewhere, Mickey, the second ghoul, sat under a tree outside the kingdom, waiting for her strength to return so she could launch another attack. Suddenly, Makoto appeared before her, saying in a chillingly calm voice, "Hello." The girl froze in shock. She hadn't sensed anyone behind her. Makoto sliced the tree in half with a single stroke and said, "Prepare yourself. I'm going to cut you down now." Mickey's face shifted through every shade of shock and terror. Then Makoto added coldly and with deadly arrogance, "If I kill you now, while you're this weak, I won't feel any joy in the fight. Wait until your full power returns, then I'll kill you. What a humiliation indeed. Back to Saltarine, who was smiling with the confidence of a victor after severing Set's arm. But Set let out a loud, furious laugh and challenged her. I'll kill you regardless. He charged forward, delivering a punch with all his strength. But Saltarine blocked it with a single hand, effortlessly. At this moment, Mickey's power was nearly restored, and she decided it was time to begin her battle with Mikoto. The two stood face to face, ready for a decisive confrontation. Mickey unleashed the power of the ghoul eye within her, activating a new force called Sendo. Several glowing eyes appeared around her, and she sent one of them out to call for reinforcements. As for Set, after realizing that Saltarine was far stronger than him, he growled angrily, "Then I'll show you my cannon, fully charged." He gathered all his strength into his cannon, aiming to finish her in a single blast, and detonated the entire area, believing he had finally killed Saltarine. What an absolute fool. But Saltarine emerged from the cloud of smoke completely unharmed, as if nothing had happened at all. She gave him a faint smile, and then instantly ended his life with her sword. Set finally met his end, and the battle came to a close. Saltarine looked at him with wide eyes, but she could not remain standing for long. She collapsed immediately from exhaustion. Meanwhile, Mickey heard the explosion caused by Set before his death and exclaimed, surprised, "What was that sound? Did Set use his cannon? Who could he be fighting in there?" Suddenly, Mikoto said to her coldly, "Focus on me," and sliced her in half. Yet it was only an illusion. Mickey was still alive and preparing to face him. Mikoto dominated the battle, and in one move, he destroyed all of Mickey's eyes at once. Shocked by his overwhelming strength, she asked helplessly, "How are you this incredibly powerful?" Mikoto replied with blatant mockery, "You're weak." Then he added with even sharper ridicule, "You have nothing left now except your cannon. Don't worry, I won't run." And he stabbed his sword into his own leg. Mickey, enraged by his insult, fired her cannon at him, but it had absolutely no effect on Mikoto. After that, Mickey's energy ran out, and she reverted into her childlike form once again. Mikoto kicked her twice as if she were nothing more than a ball, but before finishing her off, he suddenly recalled memories from his childhood and refrained from killing her. Instead, he blinded her monstrous eyes and snapped her horn, stripping her of the ghoul power she once possessed. As Mikoto left the area, his dog appeared. Yes, astonishingly, a talking dog. The dog said to him, "I smell Saltarine inside, and it seems she possesses the same power as you, Mikoto." Mikoto, shocked, replied, "I'm truly shocked, deeply shocked." Then he added, "Let's go," and the two left. After a full day, Saltarine awoke in her bed with Frau beside her. At first, terror seized her. She believed Set was still alive, but Hawthorne reassured her and told her that she was the one who had defeated him. Frau recounted everything that had happened, and Saltarine could not believe she had done all that. She doubted it, saying, "There must be some mistake." Hawthorne told her calmly, "I need you and Frau with me for something important." And he brought them to the guards. The guards were extremely impressed with them for saving the kingdom and paid no attention at all to Frau being a demi-human. Hawthorne led them to the prison to show them Mickey, whom he had found unconscious outside the kingdom. He pointed out that Mickey was a dangerous ghoul and could attack them again at any time. This was the reason he had summoned Saltarine and Frau, as they were the only ones capable of facing her. Saltarine immediately agreed and entered to see Mickey. Mickey woke up and backed away in fear, refusing to speak, and said bitterly, "I am a ghoul, and when my power returns, I will kill you all." She gathered what little strength she had left and threw a weak punch at Frau. But after seeing Mickey, Saltarine found herself drawn to her personality and strength. She said, "Tell me your story." Mickey said sorrowfully that she would have been fine if not for the boy who had beaten her, broken her horn, and left her behind. Saltarine was shocked, yet thrilled at the same time, because she realized that Mickey was talking about Mikoto. Saltarine warned her, "Don't you know that the guards execute ghouls?" Mickey looked down in defeat and said, "It makes no difference. Life has been cruel enough already." These two words stirred Saltarine's emotions. With gentle determination, she said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." Within seconds, Saltarine ordered Frau to break the cell door open. She grabbed Mickey and escaped with her. The guards rushed to Hawthorne and informed him that the ghoul had escaped. Hawthorne asked calmly, "Are Saltarine and Frau safe?" The guards replied in disbelief, "They are the ones who helped her escape, man." Hawthorne and the guards charged after them in pursuit. He reached them while running, trying desperately to stop them. But Frau fell off the horse's back. Hawthorne shouted after them at the top of his voice, yet none of them paid him the slightest attention. One of the guards hurried over and brought Hawthorne a horse so he could catch up to them at the kingdom's gate. But in a single instant, the entire place was blasted off the face of the earth. Everyone froze in shock, unable to grasp what had just happened. Before they could even begin to process it, a masked ghoul appeared beside them. This was the reinforcement Mickey had summoned. His name was Sumeragi, known as the Masked Ghoul. Sumeragi approached Mickey with mocking tone and obvious disdain. I didn't realize that destroying a human kingdom was this difficult for you all, but hold on, only 3 humans died. No, I mean 4. He was referring to the 4th, Mickey herself. Mickey snapped back sharply. Are you insane? I'm a ghoul just like you, Sumeragi responded with scorn. Where is your horn? Where are your eyes? You are nothing but a human now, and like them, you will die. Mickey collapsed to the ground, drained of hope, and said helplessly, Fine, do whatever you want and kill me. And as Sumeragi prepared to end her life, Saltarine burst onto the scene shouting, Who do you think you're about to kill, you bastard? Anyone who dares lay a finger on this girl while I stand here, I'll shred him to pieces. She laughed boldly, and Frau stepped forward to stand beside her. Saltarine whispered to Frau with desperate trembling, What are we supposed to do now, Frau? My ankles feel loose, and my knees are knocking together. Frau answered with fake encouragement, Don't worry, Saltarine, you're strong. Didn't you defeat that other ghoul? Sumeragi overheard their entire conversation and rushed toward them to kill them before they continued their chatter. But before he could touch them, a voice echoed inside his mind. Wait, do not kill her. Sumeragi obeyed the command instantly, turned around, and left them unharmed. After he disappeared, Saltarine and Frau sat staring at the kingdom, now reduced to complete ruins. They began recalling their memories. Then Saltarine, looking around, said, What is this? We've got someone here who is mentally destroyed beyond repair. She meant Hawthorne. Saltarine walked up to Hawthorne and slapped him hard, saying sharply, Wake up and pull yourself together. Be strong, Hawthorne. We have no food, no weapons, no water, and we want to eat. Hawthorne, shaken by her harshness and by their bleak reality, finally regained his senses. They all decided to head toward a neighboring kingdom, which Mickey had recommended, since she had studied the region before her attempted attack. They reached the village and entered an inn to rent a room. But the innkeeper refused instantly, saying, There is no place for demi-humans to stay in my inn. At that moment, Hawthorne stepped in and said, Don't worry, I'll handle this. And indeed, he managed to handle it, convincing the man to let them stay. They went up to the room, and Hawthorne took out his wallet, handed it to Saltarine, and warned her in desperate frustration, Go buy us some food with this. But I warn you, do not spend it all. This is all I have left in this world. Ever since I met you, misfortune has chased me relentlessly. My money vanished. The kingdom collapsed. Why is your bad luck this catastrophic, Saltarine? She replied with a mocking laugh. Don't worry, I'll return with the wallet completely empty, and walked out. After Saltarine left to buy food, Hawthorne sat on the ground, drowning in his sorrow, and said bitterly, I am a soldier prepared to die for my duty, yet the very people I dedicated my life to protecting are dead. Everything vanished in a single